Hey everyone, welcome to today's adventure. Today we're in the Coconino National Forest and we're going to try and find a campsite. All right everyone, we made it to camp. I think this campsite should be pretty perfect as far as conditions go. It's going to get pretty cold tonight. I think it's at 21 degrees or 20 degrees, but we're up a little bit higher, so I'll have my thermometer out so we'll be able to tell exactly. Other than that, I think this is going to be a great camp trip, finally out of the Phoenix heat. The only real downside about this campsite is it's a little close to the road, so you might be hearing some off-road vehicles or whatever. There's a lot of logging going on right now. My goal with this trip is to show you guys some of the gear I got, and then also just do a first. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I wanted to do a little adventure, get back out. It's also been a while since I've been to this forest and this campsite, so it's a little reunion. I'm gonna set up my tent right in between these two trees right here, and then for my hammock, I might try and string it between that little tree and that tree, just for some comfort. I'm not gonna be sleeping in the hammock tonight, it'll be too cold, but I just like to lounge in a hammock every now and then. So I got most of the dirt cleared away. It's still got some big tufts of grass, but I don't really want to pull them out, and I think they should flatten and then stand back up after I leave pretty well. I don't want to cause too much damage to this area, and I'll go ahead and just fluff all this back up when I leave. But I think this should be enough to get my tent down, and I have the closed-cell foam pad on the backpack, plus my mattress, so I don't think the ground will be uncomfortable tonight at all. When there's no wind in the forest, it's just crazy how quiet it gets. I only hear like little bird noises, that's it, but other than that, it's completely silent. Very peaceful. Oh, oh, oh. That was painful. That's called backpacking fails. Oh, don't test these chairs. Oh my gosh. Whew, the chair almost entered inside of me. I guess we don't have a chair this trip. We're gonna use the closed cell foam pad probably. That thing's trash. That could have been a lot worse. I'm glad I had full weight on there, but I wasn't completely committed. I'm glad my thighs were engaged a little bit. All right, let's try that again. All right, let's attempt this one. All right, the tent is set up. I realized I left the hammock at home. I had it ready to go and then I just completely forgot to pack it. But it shouldn't be a big deal. It's just an overnighter anyway. I'm not planning on staying out here too long. And, well, I'm gonna regret it now that I don't have a chair. But I have the sit pad and I can use the closed cell foam pad, I figured. Now all I need to do is get a fire set up, go find some wood, and then I should be good. I didn't put a tarp over the tent. This is actually a trekking pole tent, but I don't like using the trekking poles as much as I like using the ridgeline. I shouldn't get too cold, so I'm just trying to test the sleeping bag. It's rated to 20 degrees, I think, but I'm gonna see how far it can actually go. Since there's a lot of wind that's gonna be able to come in here with the amount of mesh, I'll be able to really test it. And if I get too cold, you know, I'm right next to the truck or anything, and I do have a sleeping bag liner too that might add a few degrees. So I'm not too worried about getting that cold, but just gonna enjoy this peacefulness, this silence, go find some firewood and set up a fire, and then we should be all set up for the night. I think I'm gonna have the fire right in this area. There's a lot of debris I'm gonna have to clear away, but it shouldn't be even a big fire. I'm gonna keep a pretty small one that I can keep pretty close to. All right, now I just need to get some rocks to surround this little fire pit. The mother lode. Let's go. Always flip rocks either with your foot or with your hand. And take a second, make sure there's no scorpions or snakes or anything. Super helpful. Especially here in Arizona, there's a lot of them. Probably still moving with your hands is a little risky, but I mean, hey, I like to live life on the edge. It's not living in nature unless there's a chance of you getting bit by a snake, really. All right, there we go. That's a pretty good looking fire pit to me. It's small. I mean, there's a comparison, but I think I should be able to get some good logs in there, get it going. I did bring a saw that's in my backpack, so I should be able to saw some of that up. All I need to do now is move some of this brush away from the ring, and then we should be good to start a fire. Alrighty, I got a little stove too I want to try and fill up with pine cones. I can't find any that aren't on the trees, so I'm gonna have to take some off the ground. Hopefully they aren't too wet. But I wanted to test out a little stove I have. It's a little gasifier stove. I've used it once before on a camp trip, but I just wanted to give it another good test run, see how well it works on the pine cones. I've never used pine cones with it. I usually just used chopped up wood. Yeah, so I'm gonna fill that up with pine cones, just up to the line right there above, right below these holes, and then that should be able to gasify it. Oh geez, the pine cones are almost as big as that. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Maybe we shove them in there. We'll see what happens, I guess. It'll be an ultimate test. I think we can fit 4 in there before it's gonna be maximum capacity. I wanted to try and use wood pellets with this, try and get some wood pellets, but I didn't have time to get to the store. But next test is going to be with some of those like Traeger wood pellets and see how long that lasts. I've seen some other people do that online, so I wanted to test that out. All right, I think that should be enough. Alrighty, I mean, I don't know how well that's going to gasify or burn, but we'll see how well this burns tonight. Once I wanted to get some food going, we'll cook with this. I did bring some butane just in case, but I'm going to try and use this time. All right, so we got camp set up. We got the firewood for both the little fire pits, and then now all I need to do is build the fire and get that started, but we might hold off a little bit till we do that, till it gets a little bit colder. Currently it's only 55 degrees and falling, but ultimately I'm not cold yet. I usually start the fire closer to night once it starts getting a little bit darker, but I like to get everything ready. That way I might need a little bit more wood, I'm not sure. I just got what I could. I went around for about 15 minutes, gathered some wood. Most of it was on the ground, so I'm not sure 100% how dry it is, but it's not too wet, although a few pieces of the wood I grabbed did have some frost on the bottom because they were buried, but I just made sure stuff that was a little bit higher up. And then I might burn that chair that I fell on, just as payback. Get rid of that thing. Here, let me show you that thing real quick, what it did. So the chair, it broke in multiple places, it looks like. Yeah, it did. So, geez, I don't even remember how it goes. So the chair goes together, I think you saw me set it up, like this, and then this fabric is what holds it, but that fabric completely shredded, and then it collapsed, and it just, all I got was the pyramid right to my bottom there. It almost went inside me. It was pretty violent thing though. So I would not recommend for sure this little $5 sitting chair. I'm not even sure where I got it. I think it was like Five Below or something. It looked like a funny idea. I knew it was made pretty cheaply, but not worth the risk. I mean, you could have got seriously injured on something like that. So what I'll use instead to sit around the fire is this closed cell foam pad. That's the nice thing about these. They're not going to pop. They're, take seconds to set up. Oh, geez. And then so I'm going to just sit on this. It's pretty comfortable. I did have that little blow up pad too, if I want to. I usually use that just to keep a little dry spot for my water and everything. But I have that, so That's one thing I need to add to my list is a backpacking chair now, since I broke that one. So you already saw a little bit of the backpack. I'll go ahead and do a full review on that later. But I just want to show you some of the little things. So I got these Amazon Basics packing cubes. And they're just great because that backpack I got, it's just one big, there's not many accessory pockets. It's just one big bag, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I got these, and this one's my cook kit. So here, let me go ahead and show you what's in here. So I got just 2 meals, just since it's an overnighter. And I have some more food in the truck too. My little fire kit in here fits. So this is my food/fire kit. And this is some of the new stuff I got too. I've switched to titanium this time. I know it doesn't make that big of a difference, but I got a good deal on it, so I figured it'd be fun to do a little titanium pot. And then it also, another thing I got, which I'll be trying tonight, I have some hot chocolate. I want to try some new flavors when it gets a little bit colder. But it's this Wildo Fold-A-Cup. Wildo? Yeah, Wildo Fold-A-Cup is what it's called. And if I can open it. You just open it like that, and it's real rigid, I mean, for a little collapsible cup. And it carries, let's see how many ounces. It's 5 ounces, I think 6 to the top. So 600 milliliters is what it says. To me, though, something like this was just perfect just for my hot chocolate. That way, if I'm cooking dinner out of this, I can have dinner in this, and then also my hot chocolate in this. And it does nest right inside of it, if I put the handles down. You saw it before, it even nest collapsed. But I like it just like that, and we're gonna try this out for the first time tonight on the new stove. And the other stuff I got down here is my just toothbrush, toothpaste, and a little fire bellow to blow into the fire. This is my electronics bag. It's only half full because my GoPro and everything is already out of there. But I'll go ahead and show you basically, it's just a little, it's the same size, it weighs the same amount of fabric, but this one's just a longer version versus that one's wide. So I got a few little flashlights in here for tonight. I want to see how well the GoPro films at night, so I brought these just to give it its best chance. Other than that, I got another little mic, a head mount for the GoPro, and a charger, and then some spare batteries for the GoPro. That's all I have in here. It's a pretty minimalist electronics bag. The only other thing I would put in here during the summer is maybe, like, I have these little portable fans. I'd put those in there, and then you could even do a few more, like I thought about some hand warmers during this weather, but I didn't have any. So I know I told you guys that I had a bunch of stuff to show you, but really, I think honestly all I had to show you, I've already showed you. The backpack is the big thing with the packing cubes, which I'll go ahead and do a full review on later, like I said. But ultimately, it's the foam pad, the backpack. The real test for this trip is going to be the sleeping bag. See how well it does in the 20 degrees range. That's what it's comfort, or the safety, the lowest rating it is for, is 20. So I think I should be fine since I relatively sleep pretty warm. But since I don't have anything to show you now, I think my plan is to just settle down for the next hour and a half, maybe do a YouTube live, and then catch back up with you after that and get a fire going, get some dinner going, and we'll chat after that. Alrighty, everyone. So I'm back, ready to start the fire. Just got back from a little YouTube live. I'll go ahead and link that down below. That way you guys can check it out. But we just did a little bit of cooking. I cooked my hot chocolate up in this little pot. But other than that, I mean, really been just sitting around the campfire talking to chat. So I figured right now, since it's about 30-40 minutes till it gets dark, I'll go ahead and set up this fire and we'll go from there. Tonight we're having Mountain House chicken and dumplings. I'm gonna test that out. All right, now water's on the boil. Basically all my work here is done. All the work part of camping is done. Now the rest is just relaxing. It's starting to cool down a little bit. I'd say we're still in the low 40s, maybe a little high 40s. The sun came back out for a second, all the clouds moved, but it's still, the clouds are back now. So we lost that little bit of sunshine we had, but I think with the heat of this fire and that fire, that water should be boiling in no time, and we should be able to get our dumplings going. And then after dumplings, we can just hang out for a little bit around the fire, see how long all this wood lasts us. I got some big logs in there already that are burning pretty good, so I might just slowly feed it. But then I'll go ahead and test out my sleeping bag tonight, and then so far it's been a pretty successful adventure. All right, we're gonna mix up this chicken and dumplings. Don't forget to get out that little, always remember that, I've forgotten it once, you don't want to boil that. And remember to pack out your trash too. Don't want to take that with us. Or we do want to take that with us is what I'm saying. Alrighty, let's see how this goes. All right, now we wait 5 minutes for this to finish cooking, and then I think another 4 minutes. So practically 10 minutes till dinner's done. I always like to shake it up a little bit, make sure it's good and mixed up. I've heard good things about this Mountain House meal. They're hit and miss generally. Like, I've had some good ones, some bad ones. I mean, when you're camping, the quality scale is a little bit lower, but to me, I like this kind, or I've heard good things about this kind. My favorite Mountain House one is probably the biscuits and gravy. The biscuits and gravy is surprisingly good. To me, I wasn't a believer. I didn't think it would be good, but no, it's good. So now this one is my buddy's favorite. So we're gonna try that this time. I think this should be good, and it should fill me up, warm up my body a little bit before bed. As you saw, that gas one stove, the little gasifier stove, it didn't finish cooking. It died out almost. I mean, those pine cones, they'll get burning, and you saw it. It burns pretty, but it doesn't last very long. So, and then once you put the pot on top of it, it basically loses all of its oxygen from the top, and it wasn't good enough. So I just ended up putting it on one of the logs, and that got enough boiling. I was worried it was going to tip over and fall, but it didn't. So we're good on that. Got the water boiling, and I think that's all the water I'll need to boil for tonight. Need to refill these for the tent, but other than that, we should be good. I'm just going to wait for this to reconstitute a little bit, and I'll get back to you once it's reheated and give you my review and let you know what I think of it. All right, we've been cooking for about 10 minutes now. Let's go ahead and dig in. Go ahead and put down below in the comments what your favorite backpacking meal is. I'm curious, that way I can try it next time. Chicken and dumplings, let's see how it goes. I'll give you a rating from 1 out of 10. It rehydrated great. so nothing's dry, which is a rarity. Usually I have some dry bits. And as far as the ranking for backpacking foods, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And biscuits gravy, for comparison, is a 9 out of 10. I've yet to have a 10 out of 10 backpacking meal. I'm leaving room, you know. I'm still leaving that one number ready for whoever wants it. So that's what I want you to leave down below. What you think is a 10 out of 10 backpacking meal. Or you'd almost probably have it even if you were at home. That's what a 10 is for me. Something I'd eat even if I'm at home, really. You know, and then 1 is like I'm never going to eat it no matter where I'm in, unless I'm starving. But I think I'm just going to eat this food, get it all in my belly, warm up, and then, yeah, I'll get back to you guys after that. Real quick, I forgot to show you. If I don't have a long handled spoon, which I don't this time because I just wanted to try without it, what you can do is if you bring a knife of some kind or some scissors backpacking, you can just use that and cut your bag down a little bit. You can still get your short handled spoon in there. And then the meal is a little bit easier accessible, and you can cut that rest off so it doesn't get messy. But that way, you don't even need a long handled spoon. Coyotes going at it. Really, I'm not too worried about wild animals out here. Really, there's only black bear is the only thing to worry about, and I make sure my food's all the way from my tent tonight, so I don't really have much to worry about. That was pretty cool, though. I love hearing the wildlife. So I'm going to hang around this fire for a little bit, enjoy some of the peace and quiet. And then once it gets dark fully, like there's still a little bit of light in the sky as you can see. Once it gets dark fully, I'll bring on my flashlights and all my lanterns and stuff. And then I'll set that up, and then we'll see how well you can see me and see if night videos or nighttime adventures are possible. And then we'll go from there, and then I'll show you my sleep setup once I'm in the tent. Alrighty, so this is what it looks like with all 3 lights set up and a fire. So 4 lights we'll call it. But I mean, I'd have to look at the footage 100%, but I think this will work for most overnighters. I mean, you won't be able to see the trees that much, but I should be able to show you, like, if it does get stars or something, I should be able to show you that. And I think this lighting will work. I might get one more tripod, just so I have an easy way of setting it up right here. But other than that, I think nighttime should be good. And so as of now, we're looking at about, let me double check the temperature. It's officially 32 degrees. It's freezing outside. And falling. So I put on my jacket about 20 minutes ago, but still feeling pretty, with 0 wind, it doesn't feel too cold at all yet. But I think tonight will be the test. Let's see if it really gets down to 20 like it was forecasted. This year I really want to go snowboarding. I've never done anything like that, no snow sports, skiing, anything like that. So that's in the bucket list, is to get some snow gear. I'll rent a lot of it the first time, see what I like better, snowboarding or skiing. But get some snow gear and then really just test out, see what I like. And we can combine that with camping / snowboarding. I don't know if I'll film it. I mean, if you guys want to see that, let me know. But I'll probably just keep that as a personal thing. But it'll give me another reason to get out of nature and get out here to the forest. So this closed cell foam pad has really made a good sitting pad. I mean, much better than the chair that failed me earlier. It really allows you to get real nice and close to the fire. And I mean, we'll see how it works tonight when I'm sleeping on it. But as for a sitting pad, I mean, I might just bring it for that. I mean, it's pretty lightweight, pretty comfortable. And if you had a log, you could maybe lay right here next to the fire if you really wanted to. So I really do like the sitting pad. But now I just might let the fire die down a little bit. And then I'll catch back up with you guys once I'm getting in the tent and getting ready for bed. All right, everyone. So sadly, my GoPro batteries can't work in this cold. It's too cold for them to even function. So I charge them for a little bit, then put them in my camera, and they instantly just die. So I'm just going to head off to bed. This is filmed on my phone. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I should be able to get those charged up, and then at least enough. I'll keep them in my sleeping bag or something warm, and then I'll have enough to show you guys me packing up tomorrow morning and everything. But thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about last night. The fact that I tried using those GoPro batteries, and as soon as they were 100% charged, I would plug them into the camera, and they would just instantly go dead. But I realized this morning that I can use the camera off of a battery pack. It doesn't need a battery at all. And I can just use like one of those external chargers. So that's what I'm using right now. So that's been good. It was a good night. I slept all right. I realized this site is a little bit it's on a slope. So I was rolling down the hill all night with not only the hill, but plus the fact that I was on the closed cell phone pad. My other pad was slipping off the closed cell phone pad the whole night. So I was fighting to find a place where I could kind of lay down and wasn't falling over. But other than that, I mean, it didn't get too cold. My sleeping bag did good. I think it did get down to about 20 degrees right now in the morning. Last time I looked over there, it was about 23 degrees. It was a good night. I'll go ahead and show you guys me picking up camp, and then I'm going to get out of here. I got some stuff to do back in town, but it was a good adventure. Just ensure these are completely out, because coals can stay hot for a lot longer than you think. So even dig down a little bit. Make sure, yeah, there's no warmth. It's cold as ice down there. So then, like I said, it is a messy job, but it's part of the leave no trace out here, especially since it wasn't a designated campsite. I want to really get it nice and cleaned up. Alrighty, camp's all packed up. Now all that's left for me to do is take the 2-hour drive back down the hill to go home. But it's been a great adventure. I thank you guys for joining me, and if you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and then I'll see you guys in the next adventure.